If only it were that easy to stop the limiting beliefs, the unwanted outcomes, the destructive behaviors, and the toxic relationships, we would all be skinny, happy, and rich. But that's not the case. Before we get started, my name is Tawana T. I am an author of a book called Paint Yourself Beautiful, and I am a self-love guide. I'm just here to pass the torch to you so that you can find your way back to yourself. Here on my YouTube channel, I talk about self-love, self-care, and how to develop the most important relationship you will ever have in your life, and that is with yourself. So today's video is about 2 things you can do when you don't feel good enough. Even though we know that not feeling good enough is a barrier to self-love, it still doesn't make the feeling go away. And even though I've worked on my personal development and personal growth, I would be lying, telling a bald-faced lie, as my grandmother would say. I would be lying if I said that feelings of inadequacy and comparing myself didn't creep in every now and then, especially when I make a mistake or life throws me a curveball and something happens that I just was not expecting. And even though my beautiful intellectual mind tells me that it's not true, when I have these feelings of not feeling good enough, there it goes again. And some days I feel anchored, I feel valued, I feel strong and powerful, and I know that I add value to the world. And then on other days when things just don't go my way or they fall apart or I fail at something, those feelings come crashing down. So where do these feelings of not feeling good enough come from? Conditioning, programming, and socialization. And I mean, it's not done on purpose. No one's going around saying, hey, I don't want you to feel good enough. But the result is the same. So the feeling of not feeling good enough is subtle, it's fleeting. You don't feel like your life is quite going anywhere. You get a twinge of jealousy when you hear about the good things that's happening in other people's lives and the goals that they're accomplishing. They have the great car, the great home, a successful relationship, or they're getting promotions in their career, and you haven't quite gotten that promotion that you think you're qualified for, or you feel frustrated and trapped in your life, and it just seems like you're stuck. I used to have some of those same feelings. And even though I didn't know exactly what it was, I would not have equated it to not feeling good enough. I mean, the stories I would tell myself and the excuses that I would make just to continue my behavior because it was too risky and scary to step out of my comfort zone.
I can't achieve that because I'm too old. Nobody will listen to me. Nobody ever taught me how to do that. I didn't have a role model. There's too much competition. People are so much better than I am at that.
Unconsciously, the mind keeps bringing up this destructive chatter that you're not good enough, and it keeps you from actually actualizing your dreams and your goals, and basically keeps you in a state of self-sabotage. And I have 2 videos on self-sabotage, and I'll drop the links below if you want to know more about that. So, you know, it's not that easy to just turn this chatter off and stop this chatter. You're not going to stop it, basically. So what do you do when that inner voice keeps telling you that you're not good enough? The first thing to do is to acknowledge that it's there. Accepting the fact that you have that feeling gives you power to grow from it. I'll give you an example. I had a speaking engagement and I had note cards. I drew a blank and I realized that I was reading more off the note cards than engaging with my audience. And afterward, I was just like so hard on myself.
I was just saying, why would anybody listen to you? You should even be doing this. You don't know what you're doing.
That would have made me just quit if I had listened to that voice and not looked into it. But instead, I said, no, you need to prepare better. You may need to find different ways to maybe speak in front of your kids or speak in front of the mirror, but just practice more. But that negative, destructive voice would have had me quit from actually doing what I'm doing today. When you can look your insecurity in the eye for exactly what it is, minus the feelings of inadequacy, inferiority, or shame, it often reveals an opportunity for improvement. And try listening to the voice to see what it has to say, because truly, you are the only person that can do anything about it.
And oh, the mind is so powerful. When you do not acknowledge that you have a problem with something or you're having a certain feeling for something, even though deep down inside you are, the subconscious mind has a way of continuing to bring issues forward to elicit that feeling to tell you you do have a problem with this.
So, again, listen to it because it may add some constructive value to what it's saying. You could work on some things to improve the situation that you are feeling inadequate or insecure about so that you can feel better about the situation. The second thing, and this is difficult for some people because we all want to feel okay, we all want to be okay, we all want to appear that everything is going right. You may also need to accept the fear that not feeling good enough may just be a part of who you are. And you could be a supermodel, successful businesswoman, full of life and fun and just a fulfilling person, and still focus on your flaws and imperfections from time to time. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all human, and that's just the humanness in all. So I want to let you in on a little secret. No one is their best confident self all of the time. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just acknowledge that your feelings and your thoughts are not facts and that you don't have to stay in a state of uncertainty about not feeling good enough. So all that to say that you can't eliminate the negative voice. All you can do is learn to deal with it in an intelligent, mature, and conscious way. So don't be afraid of it and try to stop it. Just listen to it, but don't let it define you or write your story. So learn from it and learn who you are and what you can be. So I hope that this video was valuable to you and that you could take some of the information and apply it to your life. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, welcome, and I invite you to subscribe by clicking the button below. Also, hit the notification bell so that when I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. And if you are returning, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your presence and am so grateful. Check out the links below. There's a self-love quiz to see where you stand with you in loving yourself. And you can also pick up my book, Paint Yourself Beautiful. Again, thank you for visiting, and bye for now.